Okay, today is all about simplifying social media. And so we're going to talk about using the Canva bulk creation feature. Now, um, all we're for this, we just simply got into the whole, like it's 8 pages long, and it just basically mostly goes into the various steps, step by step, even added in some pictures, because we want this to be as easy as possible. Now, so step one, of course, is content. You've got to figure out what it is you're going to create. And we've already, we know that we gave you one of the last times, some carousels, some like slides and, things for reels and that kind of thing. So by now you've got a bunch of different sizes. And so you can, prepare for a whole lot of different types of social media and get it done really quickly. Like important, like how quickly can you implement this? So I even some people aren't comfortable with this, but I do. I figure if we're going to go all in and teach you how to do it from the beginning, like let's start right from do the AI stuff, you know what I mean? To try it out. And so we played with it using both Canva Magic and Chat GPT, because we figured between it, the two, that everybody would have access to something. I wonder if we should have put in the link for the Chat GPT, because not everybody knows that it's the different, that it's not, doesn't say Chat GPT. You know what I mean?
Oh
Probably.
yeah. Is that yeah?
I think, do I have
I,
one?
mine was open. It takes me to the login screen.
Okay.
Yeah, like click that link.
Remarkably enough, that is not one of my open tabs currently. So
I was in it
I'm just
earlier.
saying.
Had to kick me out.
So um, now, as you know, the quality of what you get out of one of these AI, any of the AI, is really what you put into it. So the better your prompt, the better your results. Um, Christine and I practiced with it, and you know, we were talking about, hey, like, what if we say, like, find five, funny quotes about being an author, kind of thing, and so she did that, and then the difference was that if you go back in, you know, and let them know that what you're doing is you're using them for social media posts, then they automatically find you shorter quotes that are going to fit onto your, onto the different templates that we have. And so, like, doing things like that, I feel is kind of key. So, so we put in that. What, let's see, what would another, because we'll do one to show how to do it for people who have not done this before. So basically, you go to the doc and you're going to hit the plus sign, and we're going to go with Magic Write. And then we have to put in the prompt for what we want them to do. So uh so what if we say find 5 quotes to encourage authors to keep writing for use on social media, or like say for posting on social media. And again, like when I say the for social media part, that it keeps them shorter. It keeps them shorter, and that's what we need, because we want them to be readable. Like, I realize you can make anything small enough that it's readable, but it's also going to mean that somebody is not going to take the effort to like expand, on their mobile device. They're going to just like scroll past because, like, my eyes. Okay. So this came up with 5. And the thing is, I love how it like keeps your prompt there for you so that you know what it was, and it just saves it. And you can, that you can make, have you made folders before in Canva, Angela? Okay, good. Not everybody has. For a long time, I didn't, and a lot of times it looks like I don't. But but I do, but I could. So then like, that's interesting that one is Steve Jobs, but I guess he had a book and everything. So, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. The scariest moment is always just before you start. It really kind of is. It is. It's the pulling the trigger on doing something that is always terrifying. You can't use up creative. Well, okay, that one's okay. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. If there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. and write what should not be forgotten. The Toni Morrison one looks a little long to me, but I do love that quote.
Yeah.
We're still gonna, like give it a shot. So from here, what you do is you copy this, okay? Now, what we have on the sheet is, look, oh, new spreadsheet. Also, I forgot to give this to you. All right, so
You can
let's do that.
copy something else.
I know I'm gonna have to copy again. I was well aware. I'm like, oh, dag nabbit. Like, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So I'm keeping it consistent. All right. There. Now I have to copy this again. And basically what you do is you're going to pop it onto the spreadsheet. I will, for the purposes of the training, go here. Now it's going to bring you directly to this. We put up a very, very simplified version of, what you can create. It's kind of a jumping off point. And again, if you want to add this to your, if you either want to use it like as a standalone piece, you can do that. But you can copy it out of this so that you don't have to keep copying the book world domination plan either. Copy to a new spreadsheet or copy to an existing spreadsheet, your choice, whatever is going to work best for you. Bottom line, you realize, okay, you may not realize, okay,
You need to separate them out.
yes. The other thing that we have to do that I didn't even think about, before you download the CSV, delete the top line, because otherwise the first line that comes in is going to be quote an author. Like it will use those as one of your options. Does that make sense? So if you're importing it, like keep that in mind. But what we do is we separate the stuff, and I put some tips in here in the directions, and one of them was, depending upon what template you decide to work with, you may want to delete the quotation marks around the quotes. Okay, so for example, some of the ones that we have, like this one doesn't, but if you're using a template like this, then it's, you don't, obviously you don't need quotation marks because we have it built into the design kind of thing. So you just kind of decide what version you want to work with, what you want to make. All right, right here. All right. And then you just kind of like separate each thing and give it its own spot.
There is a way to do that automatically. I must find out.
What is it? Please.
Yeah, there is a way to do that.
Christine, I love working with Christine. I think it's a little more painful for her sometimes, but anyway, I love working with Christine, and I will see these moments where she's sitting on the other side of the screen, and I can tell she is just like dying to like give me some kind of tip because it is taking me too long to do something, and she'll be like, okay, did you know that you can do this instead of this? And I'm like, no, thank you. So now, see, she's better with like spreadsheets and shortcuts. And so I'm gonna, pick one for the sake of this, just to, show you. But and that's why we did only like 5, because we just figured, you don't need 30 to, figure out what you're doing. And the cool thing is that you can put in, I mean, I'm hearing about people using this, the AI for helping with outlining. I know people who are using it to help flesh out, like some people, I do not love describing locations all the time. Like I forget, because in my head, I've already got the picture of what it looks like. So I forget to tell everybody else. And so you know, but they're using AI to, describe the room for me, describe this, describe, like,
I think as long as you go in and change it to your words, your kind of
yeah,
voice, like
but
for
it's
stuff
the,
like that, I think it's
yeah,
working.
it's the jumping off point. It's like the pulling the trigger, the jumping off point. I think it is a fantastic tool. Like, it's absolutely what you do with everything that makes it, whether or not it's, like, it's a good thing. So,
Yeah, I've also found it's really nice, like when you get stuck with something, you can ask it for some different ideas, like
yeah,
a way to move forward. And oh my gosh, like writer's block is
for
just
writer's
gone.
block, you just go, okay, so I've written myself into a corner in chat. Like, don't judge me, but like, where do I go from here? And how to get out of this. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I ask it for like 5 different ideas, and then usually it gives me 10 other ideas that I can use on
Wow.
top of that. It just gets you going again. So
See, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that. Because do you have, I mean, because in the olden days, because for a long time, authors wouldn't even talk to other authors about ideas because they were so afraid, like, oh, that person's going to steal it, that they wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like that. Um, and so it just became a whole thing. And for it to now be where you can just turn to an AI to give you ideas. Now, what was interesting when Christine and I put in the same prompt, I put it into Canva, the Canva Magic. She put it into ChatGPT, and the first quote was the exact same for both of us when we were looking for the funny quotes. I was like,
That's quite weird, isn't it?
uh, so that was interesting. But now there's two interesting things that we're going to show you that you may not have known existed or were a thing. So basically, again, that was the prepping your content part. And so just a few little tips there about, if you choose a template with quotation marks, you delete the quotation marks, separate the author from the quote. For this, we're only using 2 columns, but if you get to a point where you have mastered like a whole lot of things, then maybe you add additional columns with other things that you have put in. So maybe, some of them, are going to ultimately be used to promote like your website. Some are, is going to be used to on Instagram. You can change up like the handle or whatever that you do, all kinds of things. But did you know that you can also have it upload that you can have it plant an image for you or an element? I
Yes, that was,
I was so excited. I was so wowed when I saw that that was a thing. We had it put the logo on stuff. We added, and I'll show you how. All right. Now, mind you, for some of it, it seems like a little superfluous. It would make more sense if you were doing like different pictures on everything. Like, so if you're doing something like that and it's going to be a different picture in every spot, then that makes a lot of sense. And it will do that. But if it's just that you're going to put your logo on every single one, then it almost is easier to just fix the main template first, kind of thing. But we'll show you. So we basically came up with, because we said, we were only going to do a few, and then of course we did way more because that's how we do. There are we put various quotation mark styles up here. We even did a couple of double things on this so that you can, grab from here if you want. Easy to find. We did 2 versions. We did one minimalist version, so that you could start from a really, really blank canvas and just kind of make it, entirely what you wanted, and, that sort of thing. This one we had, and let me probably remove that because I was struggling with how to fix that. But anyway, and then you figured it out. Okay.
sorry.
She's
This is
figured
me getting
something
started.
out.
I did.
We're
So,
going to pause this Canva tutorial for our spreadsheet tutorial.
whew. Yes. Okay. Right. No. Whew. Sorry about that. You probably know, do you, Angela? And there's me trying to work it out. So, Nicole, if you do me a favor, sorry, I'm going to
No
interrupt you.
way. All right. What am I doing?
Can you paste that again as it was, not split up? Do you still have it copied now?
Why? Of course I do. Have I done anything since then? I probably can just pop it in. Let's try. Let's try. No, it's because I spread. Yeah, you know what happened.
Okay,
Okay,
let me.
2 seconds. It's right here. I kept it open.
Okay.
which is so weird because I'm normally really good at shredding tabs.
So good, yeah. Okay, so if you highlight them all, because you're going to do this because we're looking at your screen. So if you highlight them all, that's it, yeah. And then go up to data next to format at the top. And down to split text to columns. Didn't know it was there. Right near the bottom. So if you click on that. Okay, so it says here, separated, detect automatically, or if you click where it says detect automatically, do you see it here? Yeah. And then, so you can choose what you want, but what we have is the dash. So go down to custom and just type in a dash and press enter.
I didn't even have to press enter.
And it took away your semicolon, your speech marks too.
Magic.
Well, that was worth the price of admission for today.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
yes, oh my gosh. I love spreadsheets, but to make them easier, oh my. Yeah, that's
Yes, I
like
know,
that
right?
is my thing.
Nicole throws the odd challenge my way, and I have to find out how to do it.
That's awesome.
See,
There you
because
go.
it's killing her to watch me do that. So she was just like, there's got to be a faster way to do this. I'm going to die.
Like, I've seen so many people, you see it on all the ads where, do you, to split this, when your boss asks you to do this, do you retype it? And I'm like, no, I want to do it easy. So yeah, anyway, carry on.
You do realize that an entire task I gave Jacqueline was to do that for like 30 quotes, right?
Now. Oh, well, maybe she knows how to do it like that.
She may know how to do that like that. She's probably taking a 2-hour lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so cool.
Now we all know how to do it.
I know that is just okay. Do you want to add that in there, like as a pro tip?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. And maybe even like do a screenshot of with what it looks like kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome.
Right, let me just.
So yay.
Okay, I need you to do me a favor.
No what? Oh, do I have to share something?
No, I need to, can you do undo? I need to see this. I need to take it in its entirety.
Undo.
Right, perfect,
Great.
thank you. So I'll take that and then I'm going to go into a different spreadsheet while you're doing that.
Okay. So, there are, as you probably know, okay, so, so we made some, like I said, very, very minimalist, ones, and then we made the same exact ones, but they're more stylized to give you a jumping off point. We figured that these are free images, so at least you would have some free images of like walls that you could, have stuff on kind of thing. And then this was kind of cute. So, and then this also was just kind of cute. So there. Now, I will put in, like you should already have them because they're linked on the doc that we put in the chat. So you should be able to easily access those. And then here are the ones that we started out stylized. Obviously, we went with our stuff because, so that some of these you may want to keep and make copies of and kind of keep as is. I'm in a membership. Christine's in there too. And this, they're the most beautiful. Are you familiar with Alcohol Link? That's what this is. So and then we've got some watercolor ones, but yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of these because I am very happy with it. So there were like 20 some odd. And so, oh, gee, look at that. And so basically, and we put in some like different frames and stuff in case you didn't, these are designed like this so that you can put like a logo here, which is where, you know what, this is the one we'll use because we will put, yeah, I think that we can do this one. Let's try it. We're going to try it. We're going to see what works. Okay. So in order to create, we're going to have to go down here to bulk create. All right. And if you are going to add an image, you need to enter the data manually. am thinking, kind of thinking there's a lot of ways this could go wrong. Maybe I need to pick a different one. Let me try this, because I'm curious if it'll recognize this as an element. Let's see. So because if you upload a CSV, that's one thing, but there's no way to add an image if you're just uploading a CSV. But this, we're going to enter the data manually. And then what we do is we change the stuff at the top. And so the first one is going to say quote, and then the next one is going to say name. All right. And then, and I'm probably only going to do like 2 just to show you how it's done. So I'm going to grab this one and add it. Will it paste it over it? Yes, it will. Fantastic. And then I kind of like the little dash. Some people don't, but if you do, then it's super cool. And then let's do okay. And so we'll say that up here, you can either add more columns for text or you can add for image. So that's where add image goes. Now, it lets you choose your media. So yes, you get to go through all the things and choose the media. Fantastic. Let's see if it will work. I wonder if it does uploads. Nope, won't go in the uploads. It would have to be in a folder. It could be Canva images. I did this with the logo the other day. So let's try it again with the logo. I could just type logo in, I suppose, to simplify life, but where would the fun be in that? Let's go with that one. All right, and then right here, we'll do a different logo. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay, so those, what if we do that cute little, this one. All right, so done. So now you get to kind of pick what one you want to work with, because you haven't attached anything yet. So all the options are still open to you. So obviously we're not going to be able to do, interesting. I think it'll work with this because we can still put like but there's nothing to connect it to. Oh, I know why. Okay, duh. So I forgot this key point. What the logo connects to is a frame. You have to have a frame in your picture, okay? So whatever it is, a frame. So you could, if you wanted to do and that's why it would match up perfectly. So you would just have to put like a rectangle frame in here if you're going to do like a rectangle logo, and then that would work for all of them, and that would be cool. Like you technically could still do with we can try to see what a round logo would look like in there. Maybe not, but let's put a round frame over here. So we go to elements, we go to frames, and frame circle. Oh, well, that looks like a splatter. That's kind of cool. But down here in frames, all those different options are open to you with circles. And I guess let's just keep it simple for today. But you can have a lot of fun with this, picking out like all the different frames. And then you just kind of pop your frame over in the corner or whatever. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to connect the data. So you click on the text and you click on the three dots. And then this pops up and it says connect data. So what we're connecting there is the quote. And then what we're connecting here is the name. Obviously, you'd put whatever, your website is kind of thing up there first, because you want to have all the changes made to it before. And then this, we're going to put image. Okay. And then all you do is go back over to bulk create and you hit continue. It's going to show you that you've like done all three things. And now it's going to apply the data. And it's going to open in a new tab. And the funny thing is, it will make it, but it does it. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, it's because it does the first one. What did it do? So here's where it is. And then this is obviously so big that you have to futz with it to make it fit and probably still make it smaller. But at least, it's on there. It's done. And did it really need to be like 100 anyway? Probably not. So there.
I think you could use it for teasers as well. Do you know? I think if you have your spreadsheet with a teaser quote and the book name as the second thing, like if you have for example, if you have your branding and that you have your teasers set up the same way, I think it's such a good way to do it that you can just upload them so that it goes into your basic teaser layout, and then all you need to do is change the background picture or something to be something. I think it's great because you can get loads of them done at the same time.
Now, I forgot one of our key points, which was that we have to separate it from everything else, because what it did now was it duplicated the whole thing just to make a second page, just to make the second one on this page. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you look at it like this, now all of a sudden there are 36.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like it doesn't hurt anything. So it doesn't really matter. It's less convenient. So if you have a pro account, can you do this with a free account? This part with a free account? I don't know. But
I don't think.
What you do is basically say that you're going to, create the Instagram square post. You go to projects and like go to design, and you can hit see all, but basically I would go to this. I would pick the one template that we had looked at that we liked. Maybe I'd even do this one this time. And then you have this here and you can do that. Did you know that you can do that? Okay. All right. So and then this would just be a matter of, again, you add the circle element in the corner. Now, I always make it bigger than it needs to be, because the reality is that these, when you put anything in the circle frame, it gets smaller. So it gets significantly smaller. You can see, and I'm gonna close this, that like this is how big it was supposed to be. But it's smaller. It's much smaller than it was. Okay. So, and then that is pretty much, that is just how it's done. And it's really like, it can be really simple, especially if you're making like 30 of something at one time. And I'm intrigued because I'm wondering, bet you could. So there was one that I really, really, really liked that was a quote design. And it had, oh, look, like this has the person who actually said the quote. That's kind of cute. It's like they know what I'm doing. It's creepy. It's a little creepy. But it had a picture. So yeah, they're doing all the things with pictures now. And it basically there was a section that was a rectangle and it was a frame that you put a picture in. And now we know that you could pick different pictures, have essentially the same style for a month, of quotes or whatever. And that the only thing that would be different would be that the picture changes out. I'm just looking to see because I know when I made them. Right here. So this is a frame. This is a frame. And so I could go through this, make all of these a different picture, and have it just generate, because I already had it generate all the quotes. But if I'd have known, I would have done it differently. It's kind of exciting. I like this. I'm thinking of all the ways I can use it.
Yeah, like you can go in there and put in a different picture for
every single day could have a different picture, like just yeah. So I wonder if it'll do the whole, like, but we can't do a frame for the entire background. The best we could do is like a rectangle thing like that. So, but I still think like this is still like a cute style. So yeah. But anyway, so I just feel like this will be great as far as like simplifying, social media, because if you can like put together, so you could technically decide one day that you're going to share a quote a week for inspiration, and that you need 52 quotes, and you could literally like get this pre-organized and ready to go, knowing that each week of whatever, and have it all ready to go and be ready to schedule. And then you could do the same thing where maybe that once a week you're going to make a carousel relating to something with your books. And I think I showed the example last time of a woman who had a series and it was set in Montana. And so we used the Canva magic to generate what are 5 great 5 things that we should know about Montana. And it put together like 5 like pieces of information about Montana. And then we made it so that the last one was that this series is set in Montana, kind of thing. And like you could do that for like occupations. You can do it for just about anything. And then and this entire series is all Navy SEALs, or like, did you know Navy SEALs do this and this, and this whole series is Navy SEALs, kind of thing. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can like simplify and elevate the because when it takes a lot of time, we don't do it because we don't have the time. That's what it boils down to. Like I was trying to explain to a business coach once, because a business coach was like, well, you don't have this in place, and you don't have that in place, and you don't have this in place, and like, and it's like, A, I don't know how to do it. B, I don't have time to do it. So it's just C, not getting done. Like this is it. So
exactly.
yeah, you looked like you had something you wanted to say. You had like ideas or something. Did you learn new things that you want to teach us?
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I've been trying to work on batching more of my social media, because that is the bane of my existence. I hate social media.
Yeah, that feeling.
Yeah, like I mean, sometimes it's just kind of it's like, oh, it's a necessary evil, like that you have
That's
to
the
do
thing. Unfortunately, we need it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bad part of it. We don't do it enough because it takes so much of our time. And if this can kind of speed things up, I think it'll be great. Like I have to schedule 30 days worth of prompts tonight. It's filling me with so much fear. But then I'm thinking, I could actually do this.
Yeah, you could. And you can
That's
schedule
the great thing about ChatGPT too. You can actually ask it for prompts for stuff like that if you are having a hard time. So that's really helpful.
I just tried to get into ChatGPT for my own set of things to do the spreadsheet thing, and it won't let me in. It says they're at capacity.
Oh yeah.
Into my account. That's their way of making you go pro, because you can get in if you're pro. But it's $20.
Yeah, I have learned if you get up in the morning and do it, nobody's on.
Yeah,
So
I've only ever done it, I think, later in the evening or earlier in the day. I've never tried around this time, but you just cannot get in.
Mm. I yeah, and there's new did you know one of the big things on TikTok right now is the it's the slides. Like people are, so for like authors, so you could use this to like create your slides very, very easily. You know, you set up your template, you make, you know, do all that for the slides, and then you can very, very quickly and easily create bunches of TikToks with slides and, you know, upload at the music, all that stuff. I think that anything that we can do to simplify and maximize free platforms is, you know, the way forward.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. I think honestly, like it is one of the hardest things about being an author is you're everything. Like
mhm.
you are marketing, you are writing, you have to do it all. So anything that I can find, that's my big thing lately. I've gotten big into spreadsheets. I've gotten big into what can I batch, what can I make easier, because it is a
No.
lot, especially if you're trying to run a business and be an author at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I have discovered that you know, I had this moment where I was like, oh, that was so cute. I thought that being an author meant I sat around and wrote books. Like, that's so cute. How could I think that? Oh, because I thought that's what being an author was. You write books. And little did I know that being an author, the writing books part, like, especially when I look back and you know how long it takes us to write books, like the number of hours that we spend on that versus the number of hours we spend doing all the other parts of being an author, the book writing was the smallest part. The book writing took less time. It was like, really? So yeah, so this is kind of my new favorite thing, showing people how to, you know, simplify and get things done faster. And that's one of the things that, you know, Christine is also very good at. So that, you know, it's a it works
Look,
out really nicely for me.
if we can cut time without cutting corners, we're
Mhm.
all.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you have so much more time to make the quality better if you can simplify other aspects of it. You know what I mean? Like the creativity, the ability to be, you know, for to throw in all kinds of creativity is so much greater than it is when you're like struggling to figure out, you know, just, I mean, the time it takes to do all this design stuff. So that's why the templates are so great. That's why, you know, like having the layouts figured out is so great and, you know, all that. But yeah, I hope that this really helps. Like I hope that you're able to think of ways to, you know, use this to create tons of content and get it scheduled very quickly and, you know, have everything done in like a month. Because there's even, we put in here like the notification templates and stuff too. um let's go like this. So you could have like different notification templates that, you know, that once a week you're putting up a notification. You could create one template that, you know, is going to be like, say, your new favorite thing. Like if that's, remember how we talked about with adding in some Amazon associate stuff, you know, like this is my new favorite thing. Like, you know, like for me, it's my teeny tiny my little teeny tiny microphone. Ken is like, oh, it's a Canon mic. No, it is not. It's not a Canon microphone. It's mommy's microphone. But you know, like so you know, create a template that you just have it like pop in a different picture. Like, you know, it's going to be a different picture, and then all you have to have is have it organized by you know, have your links also organized, ready to you know, pop up in the post. I can see where this could change so much and improve so much. So yeah, we've got to, I'll put together, we were talking about that. We have some great templates for notification posts and everything too. But this, like the big news and other ones too. So yeah, so have some fun with this because it is, you know, it is. It's like the opportunity to be a little bit creative and do all that stuff in way less time, way less time. So there, you got the pro tip in there. Thank you. All right. Look at that. You're such a rock star. All right. Now I'm gonna update this to remind people to separate and just pick the one and everything. And then I wonder if we can move that up now.
You probably can. It's just because I move things around. Just need to make it slightly smaller. Or not. Let's get you do.
Will you put it up here? No?
Make it smaller or else it won't fit.
Yeah, it's weird. Why is it not?
Like if you make it smaller or move it up.
Usually it just pops up on its own, and it's not, that's not the normal, because it feels like it's cropping instead of, see what I'm saying? It's cropping instead of making it smaller. Did it work? Oh, thank God. Oh, that's exhausting.
You listened to me in the first place. Just did what I asked.
All right, let's see if we can move all this up. But yeah, so we'll
do
update.
that until you've gone through mine, because you might add words to it because you're the word lady, and you might change the looks of my pictures because yours are so much nicer than mine.
Why can't I be the tech lady too?
You can. You
For
are
obvious reasons. So that, but yeah. So I love this. I love this. But hopefully this helps. We've got the social media post links here, the spreadsheet there, and honestly, like practice makes perfect. It gets easier and easier every time you do it. Like try these new things fearlessly, because especially when you're working on your own, it doesn't matter if you mess up. You mess up and you're just like, well, be like Thomas Edison, who learned how many ways not to make a light bulb. It was like 28 or like some really high number. So yeah. But everything is figure outable. That's Marie Forleo. And use this new technique. Like Christine showed us that today, right? Like she was determined we were not going to have to waste time like separating these things anymore. She knew there had to be a better way.
Waste time with stuff like that.
She just, yeah. So, use this new technique all the ways that you can to save time and potentially earn yourself some money, because there are a couple of things you can, if your social media is on point and people are like, holy wow, how do you have time to do all this? And you're, well, some people go offer social media management on the side, bam. Some people say, oh, well, I could make you some Canva templates, and, they put them up for sale. And, some people can use these kinds of things to create printables or whatever you want to do. But there are ways to, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to remind everybody all the time to always be thinking of additional ways to fund our really expensive career, because because it can be really, really expensive. It can be a really expensive hobby unless we, maximize our options.
We did the other means of, income streams. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and she's been she has a huge group. Like there's like 6-10K people in the group, and she's kind of let it dwindle, but other people are running it. And then she has an author group, so that authors can talk about what they're going to post in this big group. Anyway, she said to me, I just kind of let it go, and I was going to leave it. And I said, why are you doing that? I said, you can make loads of money out of it. She goes, how can I make money out of it? And I went back to what we talked about with just the Amazon associates. And I said to her, how many times I've seen you recommend a book, or somebody has said in your group, I want to read this book, but I don't know which one it is. And you always put a link in. I said, everybody else just puts the name in. I said, but if you put in your Amazon associate link, I said, you will make some money out of it. So she's like, hang on, that's 6,000 to 8,000 people or whatever it is. And they get multiple requests every single day for book recommendations for certain things. And I noticed that she always puts a link in, and she's like, I'm going off to go and do that now. And if it gives her a bit of extra money, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so fresh in my mind from what we talked about the other day. And I was like, okay, she needs to do that.
And bookish people love bookish things. So if you find a bookish mug that you're drinking your coffee out of and it's on Amazon, then you share the bookish mug. And if you, like, so for like Mug Shop Monday, I mean, how nice is it to like literally you just sit there and you go, okay, so I'm going to buy this mug that I love. I'm going to share it. And I know it's going to pay for itself. I mean, because these things do, when you share these things, and then you're like, oh, well, now I have time for those drawer organizers that I wanted in my kitchen, and I have money for the drawer organizers. And oh, look, I can fund the cart that I wanted in my laundry room, and like all these things. It's just amazing what you can, and absolutely, look around your house, see what you have that is like your new favorite thing that has made your life easier, and people can grab it on Amazon and get it too. Like I had to get new houses. They all put in like, well, not all of them. I mean, if we had gone, if we were in like a $500,000 house, then they would have like real shelves in the pantry. But instead it's like wire, the wire rack shelves, and everything like would be crooked and falling and everything else. And of course, so I bought baskets. I bought like little baskets and stuff so that everything, and it's nice, it's neat, and it's not falling. It's not falling. And that's all I care about, because like, who has time for this? So but use your Amazon, associates, and make the money, and and fix all your, fix your life and everybody else's there.
Don't spend hours doing social media when you can do it this way.
And and people pay attention to stuff like that. They really, really do, because I think part of it is because they don't look at it as you being salesy either, because you're an author, so they associate you with books. So when you're an author and you're sharing like your mug and everybody's like, oh, I want that, people don't like, they run off and buy mugs and stuff like that all the time. People don't think about that stuff. They're just like, oh man, like you said that one day, Angela, how many mugs have you sold, like for people that, that kind of thing?
I think we're up to 10 now. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, she's an author herself. Just a small Etsy shop. So and it's really good for her too. But.
See? Fantastic. I love it. So, all right. Do you have any questions? Are there any questions based on what we did, or did that help, or with the?
No, it helped a lot. Actually, social media was one of the things I needed to batch this week, so hopefully that can help a little bit. Yeah, I also like, I'm obsessed with Canva because I can take all of these, and then with my brand profile, I can just click, change colors, like just one.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm so spoiled, because now I come in here and I'm like, why doesn't Google do that? Like if I want to change, Christine and I, when, everything that we do, we brand it for the other businesses too. Like, and we let them know, everybody knows that it's, we have it in the, like the disclaimer that we brand everything for, love for, well, it used to be Love Kiss, for 7 Streams and for, Author Bunnies. And how easy would my life be if I could just click on this and do the whole change the font and change the color and, all that for my brand like that. Yeah, it would change my life, but that Google's not.
Yeah, so I don't know if it does it like each individually in like these sheets and stuff. So I actually have it's an entirely separate Chrome profile for my pen name. And it does like all of my settings are set specifically for how I want it for that particular pen name. And so I have my Google Drive there set up under that like Gmail name, and everything is set up completely separately. So all of my links, it goes directly to that Gmail account. Totally different. All my colors, all the branding, right there. I cannot remember how I did it. I did it by accident. I went to open up a new window, and it said something about a different profile, and I was like, oh, I can do that.
So, do you know how to do that? If you
I have other profiles. Yes, the profile part I have. The
let me.
You want me to let you share?
Just to the. Well, no, you can see it there. So, oh yeah. So where it says update, to the left of that is the same as her profile pic. If you click on that, that will take any of your Gmail accounts, and you can set up separate profiles for. So when you if you have your Facebook, like you said, if you have your Facebook on one and then you have a different Facebook on a different profile, they run concurrently, whereas obviously they don't if you have them in the same thing.
Mhm.
But that's how you do it. That's the, if you did it by mistake, that's actually how you do it. Just so
But
you don't find it.
does it, like when you open docs in there, does it change that? It doesn't do that, does it? Doesn't change
No,
it.
so it
It's
would,
just that's all.
it like with yours. Okay, so my profile that I use is my author bunnies at gmail.com. Sorry, it's chrissyv@gmail.com. And when I go into my docs, it opens it as Chrissy V, as you know. If I want it to be author bunnies, I have to change my profile completely. Even if I'm in my author bunnies emails and my author bunnies calendar, when I open docs, it will only open chrissyv@gmail.com because that's the way I have it set up. But if I want to do a fully different one for author bunnies and have all in going into the docs, it has to be on a separate profile to do it at the same time. Because otherwise, you know yourself, it closes it down.
Mm-hmm.
They can run concurrently, and you can open your Facebooks as well under different profiles like that.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 running at the same time, and then my computer crashes.
Weird.
I know, right? It can't cope with multitasking.
I know. Like, but yeah, so Google, if you're listening, could you give us the option to, because that would make my life so easy. If I could just go like this and then go over and it would say change all, and I go, yes, do change all, and then we'd be done in like 12 seconds. So
I know.
But
are you not supposed to be able to do that in your? I think you are. Yeah, I think you are. I think you can do that. You have to set up your heading, like you do in Canva, where you set up your brand. I think there is a way. I'm just thinking about it now. Because in Word, you can set up your heading 1 so that heading 1 always in the certain font.
Mm-hmm. I figured that out for like colors the other day, but
Not a format for me. Sorry. Go down. No, hang on, go up. You went far too fast, my then. Go to paragraph styles at the top. You went too fast. I only wanted you to go down 1. Okay, so then go down to heading 1. Update heading. So, okay, so that's to add it. Options at the bottom of that one. Reset styles. We're trying a different document.
mm-hmm. We'll play with this, and then if we can figure that out, then that would be really, really awesome. But okay, so you may want to check back because we'll do a little update to make sure that in the pick your templates, we put in the part where yes, pick the template, but like separate it from everything else. Otherwise you're going to get multiple copies of everything. So we'll fix that. And then you can just delete the old version. And why will that not? It's weird. Yeah, it's not deleting the extra period. I don't know why. You see what I mean?
It's not what, sorry?
It's not deleting the extra period. It's not even moving. Do I not? I don't even know why. And my thing isn't dead. If it was dead. I don't know. I was trying to delete the extra period and it won't backspace. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm not in there. I have that moment where I'm like, what if I'm just what if I'm mistaking mine, but it is my cursor, because otherwise it would be a different color.
So it could be mine. I'm in there too.
Nope, it's definitely mine. But yeah, it won't. I'm hitting. Oh, how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Nope, still not. No, still not.
I can't even get into my computer's having a moment.
I thought maybe my keyboard died. You know how it doesn't tell you when the Mac keyboard is it dies and you're just like typing away and all of a sudden nothing's happening. I was like, okay, maybe it's the keyboard. It's not the keyboard. I just plugged it in. It's not the keyboard. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maybe it's just mad at you for telling you that it needs to be better.
Yeah.
Like, is AI sensitive? Apparently, I don't know. No, my keyboard was only at 47. Plenty of battery. It could go for days. So yeah, so I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out, but I've got to fix that because now it's like driving me nuts that there's 2 periods there. I can't get rid of it. Is it working
No.
for you?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, then cool. I don't know, but all right. I know we have in an hour sprinting, and if I get to come, I can only be there for like half an hour because then I have a 2-hour plotting consult, but I'll see what I can do because I know we have other stuff we have to finish. So
I'll
I'm
try
so
to eat
glad.
some lunch and be back here.
I know it sounds good. But Christine's running today anyway, so it's not up to me. It's like Christine will be there the whole time. It'll just be whether or not I can pop in or not. So
I will be.
go for it. She's awesome. All right.
I will.
So
All right. Thank you guys.
you are more than welcome. Hope this helps and have a nice rest of the day if I don't see you.
You too. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Why does it hate me? Like, for real. Did you see? Like, it's not.
You're
So
still
weird.
recording.
It won't delete anything. Like, delete is not working at all. Is it just this one doc or is it all docs?
You're still recording.